chair un señor, but in the process, she took more damage than she ever had before. Afterwards, she went to the hospital, where she was eventually admitted. Medaka-chan's perfect attendance record, no absences, no tardies, never having left early. A rarity among students of Class 13 came to an unfortunate end, and thus, this is the first day of student council without Kurakami Medaka.
How are those documents for next month's budget coming along? Should I be concerned?
Oh, sorry. I'm running a bit behind. I had a little spat with the Sports Alliance this morning.
I can step in for you. If you're having trouble with the sports teams, that is. Nabashima-senpai quit the team, but she still wields considerable influence.
Peace and quiet.
What is this? Nothing is happening here. It's almost like Medaka-san was the cause of all the trouble we've been experiencing. Don't you two see it?
This is what they call the detective paradox. Do great detectives appear when a case arises? Or do cases occur where great detectives already are?
What do we do? Should we try to make some trouble to see if we can determine which it is?
No, we shouldn't make trouble for the sake of trouble. We shouldn't do anything as silly as the anime industry's making media franchises just for the sake of making media franchises.
He's right!
Never do anything as silly as the anime industry's media franchises made for the sake of making media franchises. Well, I was kind of exaggerating with the detective paradox, but the fact remains that Medaka-chan is one heck of a troublemaker. She just doesn't know how to keep still. What? What's wrong? What did I say?
Well, I do think you have a point, but with regard to Kurakami-san, I don't feel the word troublemaker suits her very well. It doesn't fit for me. Kurakami-san doesn't cause trouble exactly. To me, it's more like digging up the seeds of trouble. Well, I don't know. I don't think that's necessarily right either. It's more like she diligently provides the seeds with water and fertilizer to cultivate them. She's like the wind that stirs up waves on a complacent sea.
Come on now. You're making her sound even worse. Listen to yourself. She helps cultivate the seeds of trouble? In the end, you're still saying that all of this is Medaka-san's fault.
That wasn't my point. It may be Kurakami-san's fault, but not in a bad way. The situation itself was bad from the start. At least, that's how it was with me. I don't know if I'm a good example per se. No one knows what would have happened had... If those seeds long dormant inside us were ignored, never been touched by man. I shudder to think what's been left untouched deep inside. But Kurakami-san cultivated those seeds, helping them to bloom. Wasn't it the same for you, Akune-san?
Yes, Medaka-san certainly makes a habit of it. That is simply who she is. That is why we're here with her, because we want to be with her. And that's the reason. We all care for her.
I was forced to join the student council against my will. I don't particularly want to be with her all that much. I'm only with her because I don't have a choice in the matter.
There you go again, you insect. You're still saying that even after the fight with Unze-kun? Honestly, if you don't cut that out, you'll end up getting burned. And I'll be the one to burn you. What are you smiling at?
Nonsense. How will I get burned? How's that even possible?
I know!
Huh?
Hideyoshi, why don't you check the suggestion box? You haven't checked today, right? There might be a seed of trouble inside. You'll never know unless you look, so come on! Look!
You shouldn't call suggestions seeds of trouble, Kakaijima. Besides, we just had a big incident. We don't know whether there will be any actual submissions or not. There was one. That girl just died!
I imagine she's disappointed because Medaka-san isn't here.
We can't let that break us no matter what we do!
Wait, Mochibaro-senpai, why are you holding your head?
Oh, sorry. Pay no attention to this. I'm scared that if I don't support it, my head will roll off my shoulders.
Really? Is that so?
Her submission only mentions that you require assistance. What exactly do you need, Sasa-san? The Shogi Club president? Sorry, I didn't see that before. Is that right?
Yes, you're right, Koki-kun. The Shogi Club just underwent a transition, so it looks like I'm the president whether I want to or not. Go figure.
Say, Sasi-san, if you're uncomfortable, why not come back another day? Medaka-san is having some tests at the hospital, just to be safe. If no problems are found, she should return in a day or two. You can talk to her then to be reassured.
It's okay. something. I'd like you to help me find a shogi piece that was lost within the club room. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere in the room, and the lost piece belongs in here. I don't understand how it could just vanish like that. We take good care of these things. Oh, and when I said it belongs in here, I didn't just mean this room, I meant here. Wow! These pieces are real boxwood!
Boxwood? What's that? Is that expensive?
Expensive doesn't even begin to describe it. This is worth at least 100,000 yen! No, judging by the quality of the pieces, these were made by a true master.
Oh, my bad, guys. I shouldn't have asked you a question about money. Okay,
These pieces are certainly valuable. They've belonged to the Shogi Club for a very long time. So it would be terrible if a piece were lost. Please help me find it before our advisor finds out. I'll be in so much trouble if it's gone.
By the way, Sasa-san, can you tell us which piece disappeared exactly?
King. The king.
Given the state of this room, it's only logical that something would go missing. This place is disgusting. And it just so happens that the king was lost. Who does things like this? How could you lose the centerpiece of your set? I'm getting
Well,
tense.
now I understand why Mochibara-senpai thought it was appropriate. Because of Kurakami-san's absence, the student council's like a shogi board without kings.
Medaka-chan is the king? Not a rook? You could also say that her single-mindedness makes her like a lance.
Not really. Medaka-san must be the king in the game. And the only piece on the entire board that can move in every direction at will. Although, I'd have to say she certainly wouldn't be able to stay within a cage.
Oh, come on, we all know she's the type to barge into enemy territory alone. I could even see Medaka-chan as king putting the enemy king in check.
Actually possible?
Not exactly, but it's not impossible per se. I would say it's a bit less common than a draw by repetition, however. But it's pretty scary, because you can picture Medaka-san pulling it off.
Yep.
She would need a lot of support from the other pieces on her side to bring that about. You know she couldn't go one-on-one with the enemy king. She might prefer it that way, but that wouldn't be the best course of action.
I wouldn't be so sure. Are we doing well enough for Medaka-san to consider us her rooks and generals?
What's this? What's happened to your brimming confidence, Akane-senpai?
It's not that I've lost my confidence, but that is where we'll need to be if we want to be able to reign in Medaka-san. I thought I would remind us all. I want to make sure we're all keeping focused.
You're right. You can't play shogi without the king. We have to work together so that we don't lose Kurakami-san. Do you all promise that you'll work hard?
You have to admit, it's actually kind of funny. I've only realized it since she's been gone, but did you guys see that if it weren't for Medaka-chan, the three of us would never have even met, much less worked on any project together?
That's true. If I had never met Medaka-san, who knows where I would be right now in my life.
We definitely wouldn't be cleaning the shogi room, I know that, boys. You know, it's times like these that I can't begin to imagine what I'd be doing instead of being here with you.
Medaka-san is a strange person. She defies logic, but before I knew it, being with her felt completely natural.
But I think we'd all agree that to actually stay with Medaka-chan for any extended period of time isn't easy.
You're right. I couldn't agree with you more.
After a decent sweat, we cleaned up the club room.
But we failed to locate the missing king, and we looked everywhere for it.
That's impossible, Koki-kun! It must be somewhere in this room! It just has to be!
Welcome back, Sase-san. By the way, don't think we didn't realize that you only showed up after the job was done.
Moshibara-senpai, do you know any other places we should be looking around in? It doesn't sound as though you really believe this piece is here. You just hope that it is. It's as though you're hoping against the worst case. That you're actually taking this worst case scenario to some logical extension.
No! What are you talking about? Don't make stuff up, Hideyoshi!
In any case, we've searched the entire room and found nothing.
Huh?
We'll have to try elsewhere. In the meantime, we could use a similar-looking piece in its place. There might be something here in this box.
You can't do that, Akune-san! Shogi pieces come in different shades and materials. It'll be obvious it's going to be all gone and you just don't...
Gone.
Huh?
Rather, the king is missing from this shogi set as well. Including even the magnetic set. The king is missing from every shogi set in this entire room. That was my mistake, and I should have realized it while we were cleaning the place. But I'm afraid this is no longer the simple case of a lost item, you guys. We should consider this a planned burglary. Sase-san, as Hideyoshi-kun was saying, if you have any leads, please fill us in. We need all the help we can get. You may not wish to accept this possibility, but that won't help you find the missing pieces. Hey, Sase-san, I may be out of line with this questioning, but do you suspect Nadayama-san? Is it possible? Think!
Well, no, not really.
Now hold on a minute. This new suspect of yours, who is this exactly?
Nadayama Miri, from class 210. She's one of the special students who've moved here, to the school like us. Well, she's one of the Team Special geniuses. No offense intended to Sase-san, but I wasn't surprised earlier when the Shogi Club had a new president. I was surprised because I'd been certain that the next president would be Nadayama-san.
Yeah, she could be. She is the strongest player in the entire club by far.
But she was definitely not club president material.
Well, hello there, student council members. Mine is Kurokami-chan, that is.
Well, hello there, Nadayama-san. My colleagues and I would like to ask you something. All of the king pieces are missing from the Shogi Club room. Would you by any chance know anything?
I'm sorry, Blondie. I absolutely, positively, most certainly have absolutely no earthly idea at all. As a matter of fact, I'm not even in the Shogi Club anymore. But that is quite tragic. It pains me to hear it. But I don't see any problem. After all, Mochibaru-san and the other members appear to prefer Shogi without any kings. And really, who can blame them?
Without any kings. Natayama-san is as good as a pro player. Actually, she technically is a pro. Some people call her a king. So having her teach Shogi was an honor, but she's too harsh on others. She yells at beginners because she expects them to be as good as she is. Natayama stands at the top, but she shouldn't stand over other people. That's what the previous president said. And he was one of the best leaders we've ever had.
A king who lost her throne for being too tyrannical.
You quit the club because you weren't chosen as the next president. Then, as your revenge, you stole the club's treasured pieces on your way out. That is quite petty, Nadayama-san. Hardly deserving of the title of high school pro.
Persistent, aren't you? I told you I don't know anything. However, I would understand if someone wanted to cause trouble for them. You can't blame someone for being weak. But you can blame them for not trying to get stronger. And I do.
Natayama-san, could you not be so hard on the younger members? We aren't a sports team, and we aren't you. Unlike you, we don't plan to play Shogi for the rest of our lives. We're just playing it for fun. It's not some life or death situation for us, don't you see? Or maybe you just don't appreciate that kind of a mindset. But I want you to understand that there are some people who feel that way. I hope you can teach us not only to be good at Shogi, but also how to have fun. I hope you understand.
That's a bunch of crap, idiot. She managed to piss me off and to waste my time all in one fell swoop.
You really didn't have to leave the club, you know. Just because you weren't chosen as president? Quitting the Shogi Club won't reflect well on you as a special student.
After quitting the school judo team, you're in no position to talk, Mr. Sidelines. Well, I'm probably in trouble given that I'm not multi-talented like you. However, I am like you in that I don't intend to play subordinate to my inferiors. And besides, it took them way too long to notice that the Kings were missing from the game board. That means it's been forever since they even played the damn thing. What does that tell you about their level of commitment? I'm guessing they only noticed that the Boxwood King was missing. You were probably the one who realized they were all missing, weren't you? So looks like they don't really need the pieces, since the members themselves don't care if they're missing.
Come on, you guys. This is only wasting valuable time. That was more or less a confession. We can let the teachers take it from here. As long as the pieces remain intact, I shall put in a good word for you so that this won't become a serious matter. You can thank me later.
Oh, I can tell you thanks now, pretty boy. But you needn't waste your time. I don't expect to get off scot-free after doing that. Well, not that I know anything about it. Nothing at all.
Akane-senpai, could you wait a moment? This would certainly be one solution. Now that the culprit has been found, it shouldn't take too long to find the missing goods. However, if soliciting the teachers always resolved things, we wouldn't need the suggestion box. We wouldn't even need a student council.
Yes, that's true. Right you are. I tip my hat to your outstanding powers of reason, and since that is the case, what would our correct course be?
I can't say what that would be, but what I can say for sure is this, because it's what Medaka-chan would do. Therefore, I'm going to challenge you to a match, Nadayama-senpai. If you win the battle, my friends and I will let you go. No harm, no foul, and this will all be over and done with. But if I win, you return all the kings without incident. What do you say to that?
Wait a minute, are you seriously challenging someone like me to a game of shogi? Are you insane?
You even need to ask? Or are you actually afraid you'll lose, high school pro?
That's borderline insulting to a player like me. An amateur like you challenging me. Or maybe you happen to be a shogi master and I underestimated you? Very well. I'll take your offer to play and I'll waste you. What are you waiting for? Line up the pieces, Hideyoshi-kun. Wait, what the hell is this?
What? Shouldn't it be obvious? You told me to line up the pieces. Don't tell me that you don't know what Mari Shogi is.
Mari Shogi? You must be joking!
This is no joke! It's your own fault that we can only play a shogi variation. We can only do so much without kings. This is what you've done to the game, don't you see? You say that you don't care if the king...